Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to share my Western Conference playoff predictions because my Eastern Conference playoff predictions video got over 50 likes. Okay, so like my last video, I'm going to keep the standings the same and base the matchups on that. Also, some of you are probably wondering about the 8th seed. Well, whoever it is, they're going to get swept by the Lakers, so I don't care. Alright, now, before we start, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like. And if you are new, please subscribe. I'm working on a very entertaining video and you will not want to miss it. Okay, now let's review the standings. So the first matchup of the first round is the Lakers versus whoever gets the 8th seed. I'm really not sure who it's gonna be. I mean, this one will obviously be won by the Lakers. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's a 4-game blowout. Let's move on. The next matchup of the first round is the Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Now, don't get me wrong, the Clippers are obviously going to win, but I do think that Luka and KP can and will put up some sort of a fight, so I think it'll be like a 5 or 6 game series. Nothing more than that though. So the third matchup of the first round is the Denver Nuggets versus the Houston Rockets. Now, in my opinion, this is the most interesting matchup of the video because before the restart, I would have said the Houston Rockets would win this series since they were popping off with small ball and I didn't expect the Denver Nuggets to make it that far in the playoffs. But then the Denver Nuggets used their all big men starting 5 against the Wizards, and now I actually think they will win because they will just completely body the small ball Rockets and will use their sheer size to win. Honestly, I don't want to get too into this because I'm making an entire video on this new style of play, so let's move on to the next matchup. Now, the last matchup of the first round is the Utah Jazz versus the OKC Thunder. So this one is definitely close. The OKC Thunder are a great team and have a lot of good players. The Utah Jazz are also a great team, but they are missing one of their best players in Bojan Bogdanovic, and they do not have the same amount of depth as the OKC Thunder. So based on all this, I think the OKC Thunder will win this matchup in a 6 to 7 game series. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jazz win since this is very close and it could go either way, but for now I'm going with the Thunder. So now we're in the second round. The first matchup of the second round is the OKC Thunder versus the Los Angeles Lakers. So this one again is pretty obvious. I feel like the Lakers are just a much better overall team than the Thunder, and considering the Thunder have no one to guard LeBron or AD, this one definitely goes to the Lakers. I can't even see this going over 5 games. Lakers in 4. I'm calling it right now. So the next matchup of the second round is the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Denver Nuggets. Now this one is pretty complicated. Don't get me wrong, I do have a feeling that the Clippers will win and get to the conference finals, but this could honestly go either way. Like I said before, the Nuggets lineup of all big men could be pretty unstoppable, especially when the Clippers have small guys like Lou Will and Landry Shamet who will be dominated by the Nuggets on defense. However, we still have to remember that Kawhi turns takeover on for the playoffs, which is the reason I do think the Clippers could win this round. It will be very close though. Now, for the last matchup of the video, we have the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Alright, I have to admit, this is the most difficult decision of the video. Let's look at both sides. The Clippers are a great overall team with many good players and 2 superstars. The Lakers are a team with 2 superstars and no one other than that. Also, the Lakers' offense is nowhere near as good without LeBron, which becomes a problem when he's not on the floor. Given all these points, I actually think the Clippers will be the ones coming out of the West, and they will beat the Lakers. Alright guys, that just about wraps it up. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also, if you are new, then please subscribe. And that's it. Cue the outro.